I didn't see what you didn't see that from you, but I had seen that earlier in that same day. If you're talking about like yesterday or whatever it was.
It was today.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me, guys. My messages, I get so many now, so many. I've almost stopped responding because I can't open my app without. Oh, you have 16 new requests to speak with you. You have 58 new followers. You have 217 comments. You have you haven't even any people. I have the same people. I just slide and delete because the same 5 people blow me up and send me shit every fucking day. Shared a video to you. Shared a video to you. Shared a video, and I'm like, I'm trying not to block them because they're supporters, but it's every day to the point of almost harassment, and sometimes it's like 6 times a fucking day, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know who you are, ladybug so and so. Stop sharing 20 fucking videos to me every day. But it's the same thing on Instagram too. My Instagram just hit 10,000 this morning, but every day, every morning, I open it up. You have 6 new requests, and I started filtering because I had a lot of people who were sending me weird shit. E-girls trying to send me fucking links and shit. Gay guys trying to send me. I had a dude this morning who sent me a request that thank God got filtered and said, "Hey, just want to let you know, I think your videos are great. You're super gorgeous and you're really sexy." And it's this fucking big giant fat black gay guy from Louisville, Kentucky.
So, hey, I got
nothing wrong with gay people, but goddamn, not the message I needed to see first thing in the morning.
So last night, I got a comment on the video right after Snug made his new account and all of that.
He made a new account?
They wanted
when he got banned the first time.
Art and all of that, and I'm like, and I would get paid for it and all of that. I find this shit extremely sketchy. I believe you not at all.
It's the bigger you guys get on your platforms, the weirder your interactions are going to get between comments, messages. I get emailed like people who want me to work with them, collaborate every day. I have an entire email just for my content, like performing and stuff. It's a treasure trove of stuff, and 60% of it is serious. 40% of it's just weird solicitation. You're handsome. You're this. You're like, oh hey, your videos. Hey, someone told me they jerked off to one of my fucking videos. Like, yes, the more successful you get on the platforms, the weirder it's going to get because I don't just have followers. I have fans, and the root word of fan is fanatic. Fanatic is a synonym of obsessor. So it's I got some weird ones, bro. I mean, you already know about the death threats I got, but like, Jesus fucking Christ, like it gets more and more intense. So be prepared for that and just learn how to navigate it because you guys, your faces are out every single week.
Once I got 500 followers on TikTok, people were just sending me fucking weird shit. Like, I kept on getting requests to join lives that I've never even seen before.
I get them every day, every hour.
Are you guys ready?
Bruh. And then I got fucking DMs from chicks that was like, I don't mind a big fat piece of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Are you guys ready?
What?
Yeah, sorry, Snug, yeah.
All right,
everybody mute.
Mute.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back again to Snug Wrestling. I am Edgar. I am your host, and we are back in London. I believe this is the same arena that they did Friday Night SmackDown. Same arena, same town, same everything, just different day. The European tour continues, but I believe this is the final Monday Night Raw of the European tour. So now we're going to go back to regular, normal people hours where we get to watch Monday Night Raw. But we're going to go over the important things of Monday Night Raw that took place today. This is March 31st. We're officially 19 days away from WrestleMania. We are 1 day away from WrestleMania month. And we're on the road to WrestleMania, y'all. So we're going to go over Monday Night Raw. And we're going to talk about just 3 things tonight. Obviously, we got to talk about the John Cena and the Cody Rhodes promo. We're also going to talk about Jimmy Uso versus Gunther. And the main event, Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky, with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. So with that being said, you guys, let's get into some wrestling talk. What's going on, fellas? With me, like always, my crew, BT Knight, Toxic, Tommy, and Mr. Blood. How y'all doing? Happy Monday.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I'm kind of torn here, guys. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm kind of Switzerland now when it comes to John Cena and Cody Rhodes, because they opened up the show again. John Cena cut another great promo, but Cody Rhodes also cut a great promo. And I'm not exactly sure who cooked who here. They were both cooking. John Cena, he tore Cody Rhodes a new one, but Cody Rhodes held his own. He fired back at John Cena. And these guys were having a promo battle here tonight, you guys. John Cena pretty much explained the reason why he dislikes Cody Rhodes. John Cena hates everything that Cody Rhodes has become. He's become too polished. He's become too clean. He's become too perfect, too scripted, too everything, too polished. And that's why John Cena claims that he is treating Cody Rhodes the way that he has. But Cody Rhodes did not just sit around and let John Cena do all the talking. Cody Rhodes fired back and told Cena, well, wait a minute. Wasn't that you? Wasn't that what you were all about when you first started? You were Vince's guy, the guy that he who shall not be named. You know, you were prepared, you were cleaned up, you were polished, you were this, that, and the other. There was even some AEW reference. Overall, it was a really good promo by both of these guys, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Who do you guys think cooked who? Who had the better promo? And whose side are you guys on now? Because now, honestly, I don't know. Blood, like always, you do the honors. You get us started with this, and then we'll go down the line.
This was by far the best promo battle or interaction these guys have had since Elimination Chamber. In my personal opinion, I think this is the best promo Cody has cut since he has been back in WWE. I think this might be the best promo he's ever cut WWE-wise, period, because the thing about going up against someone like John Cena in a promo, you have 2 options. You match him or you fail. And Cody stepped up. For a lot of people who will sit there and say Cody can't cut promos, a lot of naysayers against Cody on his promo ability. I've always thought Cody's a good promo to a great promo, depending on the severity of the rivalry, depending on the severity of how fired up he is. But this was, John Cena was like, yo, this is OK Corral. Meet me at high noon outside the saloon. It's a 10-pace, quick draw. And these guys have more than one bullet apiece, man. These guys were firing off left and right until the chambers were empty, and then they both still pulled out 2 extra bullets on each other. Man, when you want to talk about getting me to want to buy a ticket to Mania, they're sold out. But you talk about wanting me to get me to buy tickets. Paul Heyman's always said that your job, the art of a promo, is to sell me on the attraction, sell me on the main event, the match, the whatever. You have to go out there and sell me that goddamn feud. And these 2, you already know how I feel, Snug. Everybody knows how I feel. I was a little back and forth on this since Elimination Chamber because I felt like we had to wait 2 whole weeks to hear from John. Then the crowd kind of took over the majority of that entire segment, and it was kind of annoying when we really just wanted to hear what John had to say. Cody came out the first time, barely said a goddamn thing when they first interacted. This is their 3rd encounter, I believe, now. And as far as it's concerned, this should have been the first one. you want to talk about starting off their feud hot. I understand they wanted to give John a reason as to why he did what he did, but since he explained it so much better, his reasoning in this promo battle tonight, this could have easily replaced that entire first promo he cut his second week after Elimination Chamber, because he basically re-explained why he did what he did, but instead of making it just about the fans, he made it personal about Cody. Dude, you were my chauffeur. All you did, the only reason you're great is because you stole everything from me, every trick, every tip, every conversation we ever had, and you took it all and you packaged yourself as John Cena 3.0, okay? Because it was John Cena, Roman, now it's Cody. And as far as it is concerned, John Cena is so good at this, right? Because he's out there basically pulling a punk. He's like, tell me when I'm telling lies, bro. Because nothing Cena said is really false, except for the points where his perspective on Cody is it's biased, and that's a one-sided perspective. But everything else is very, very true. Cena was driven around by Cody. He did, give Cody tips and pointers and tricks. Cody did leave and take his ball and go somewhere else. John Cena did stay loyal the entire time, and he was chastised by half of the audience for it. Cody is also incredibly right in this promo. John Cena did become the thing he said he hated. He is the Hollywood guy. He didn't leave the WWE better than he found it, which I thought was the best line of this promo. In my entire opinion, Cody fucking he nail on the head moment, man. Like, to sit there and tell him, look, because Cody basically hinted that the way that WWE was when John basically went part-time into acting full-time, and it was still ran by Vince, the company was in a horrible place. I mean, dude, 2019 WWE is a brutal rewatch. It is hard to get through TV. All right, it is go away heat that whole year, and that's right around the time John started going part time. And when it comes down to it, that's exactly when fucking AEW launched. So it's like, dude, he literally had to go create a whole other company, fucking help breed competition that forced WWE to step up its game. And but then Cody's like, but you weren't here for that, I did that. And you already weren't here. And John Cena's line about being, I have made a career out of making empires for billionaires. You just steal money from billionaires' kids. I thought, what a comeback. I mean, look, if you want your comeback, you can scrape it off your mom's teeth. This was some excellent fucking promo work. This was shop class, bro. The Cody and John have officially sold me on this shit, and we still have probably at least 2 more interactions between now and Mania. But this is the first physical any interaction they've ever had where Cody's like, you know what? They have said a lot about me, but the one thing they've never chanted when I'm in an arena? That I can't wrestle. And John took that to heart, got back in that ring, tried to pull the sneak attack straight into a crossroads, and finally, over a month since Elimination Chamber, and someone finally fired the first physical shot, and it was Cody standing tall. This 10 out of 10 segment, because this time finally the crowd understood the assignment of, we're going to ramp up, we need to ramp up, and shut the fuck up when we need to shut the fuck up. And I love the European crowd. This promo battle was so much better because it was in Europe, where a very non-saturated audience got to take this in, so they were so hyped for this. But if you had put this in the States, it would have been energetic, but it would not have been nearly as booming, echoing, loud, interactive with the fan. Like, this had to be in a market for people who literally were like, dude, I have been waiting to see a WWE show in my town for fucking years. I'm going to make the most of it. perfect crowd tonight, didn't overstay their welcome in the segment, hyped it up to a whole nother level because the segment was already an 8 out of 10. The crowd brought it to a perfect 10. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think either man won. I think this was a draw in the best way. They both cleared each other. It was perfection. Cinema.
Toxic. I can't hear you. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear you now, Blood. Are you on mute, Blood? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's muted
Okay.
and Toxic is going out and back in.
Okay. God damn it. Here we go with the editing.
There we go.
What the fuck? What the fuck, yo?
Watch this, because
Wait, you're gonna have to start over.
School. Damn it.
Whenever you're ready.
So I wasn't able to watch this because I was still in school whenever Raw started. But by what I heard from Snug and Blood, it sounded amazing. It sounded like the best interaction that they've had so far. And I agree with Blood. They should have just swapped their first encounter since Elimination Chamber and this encounter. They should have just swapped them. But by what y'all say about it, it sounded great.
Go ahead, Tommy.
So, I absolutely loved this segment. It was absolutely perfect. These two, like this segment here, reminded me of back when Cena had his little rap battle with the New Day. And he's over here reminding about... Wait, no, it wasn't the New Day. It was the Usos with the mugshots. Like that's what this reminded me of, because of the fact that these two were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, harder each time. Yes, I know. Pause. Resume. But these two were going head to head, and they were not holding back. And that's what I loved about this segment, was the fact that they didn't hold back. This is the type of segment that we should have had the entire time. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Crossroads, I was not able to see it at first because of the fact that the Purple Lap decided it would be a great idea to put 4 commercials in front of it. So I was not able to fully see it. But when I went back and saw it, I'm like, oh crap. Now I don't know who's actually going to come out on top of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because these two have gotten over each other quite a few times at this point. Well, not quite a few. There's been like 3 or 4. But still, these two, like, this is going to be one hell of a match.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, BT.
Okay, well, I didn't actually see this promo.
Damn, did anybody watch it
See
tonight?
this promo.
Fuck.
No, I didn't get to watch it because my dumbass decided to sleep in, but I was able to see some of the clips from it, but the only clip I saw was John Cena calling Cody a Nepo baby, and then Cody hitting the Crossroads. So, but if I'm gonna be honest, I really don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It's just not my personal cup of tea anymore. So,
Why not?
If I can say something, Snug, real quick to the guys who haven't seen it, and I think you'll agree with me on this, Snug. Guys, the entire full segment is uploaded on YouTube. watch it later. Just type in WWE on YouTube, the full segment's there. You need to witness this because, BT, for you personally, if it's not your cup of tea before, I promise you after you watch that whole promo segment, it will be your cup of tea because it's going to sell the shit out of you. This is something that if you're going into Mania and you're going to watch every match because you know we're going to talk about every match, you need to see this in its fullness to understand the real scope of just how much they just stepped up the stakes of this match. This, like Tommy said, and I fully agree with Tommy, this was a promo that is going to make you go, oh, fuck, now I really don't know who's going to win at Mania. And that is the best thing about this promo. It didn't just sell me on wanting to see the match. It's going to sell you on the fact that, oh, shit, I thought Cody was going to... Oh, shit, I thought John was going to win. Now it's going to be like, oh, shit, I don't know who's going to win. And that is what you want out of a promo. Seeds of doubt, seeds of uncertainty, seeds of surprise, anticipation. This is a master class of a segment. And if you're a fan of professional wrestling, I highly encourage, after we're done here tonight, go watch that promo in its fullness on YouTube. You must see it. The clips don't even do a fucking 2% worth of justice to this. You will love it.
So full disclosure, and I think I kind of understand why BT is feeling like this isn't his cup of tea, because the first time, because I watched this segment twice. The first time I thought, you know what, I just want to see them go at it, and we got some physicality finally from these two tonight, from Cody and Cena. Cena went to attack Cody. Cody dodged it, hit him with the crossroads, and I popped big for that because I'm like, okay, here we go. Now Cody Rhodes got his comeuppance on Cena. Cena got what he deserved after what he did at the Elimination Chamber, so that was exciting. But then I went back and I watched it again, and I really, really, really paid attention. I broke everything down that these two were saying, and it was good shit. It was good shit. But at first, I was just like, man, these guys are just going to keep hitting each other with one-liners and zingers, and, you know, they're going to say things that is going to make the smart wrestling fan go, oh, you know, and I'm just like, I'm done hearing them talk. I just want to see them go at it now, you know. But going back and watching it the second time, the promo was really fucking good. And it's just one of those things that you just really have to listen and pay attention to really understand what these two guys are trying to do. Now, my only concern, or theory, I should say, no pun intended, this is a different John Cena. This is a heel John Cena, right? That's going into WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes. But I can't help but forget, Solo Sikoa beat John Cena. Austin Theory beat John Cena. So it's kind of hard for me to believe that Cody Rhodes is not going to beat John Cena. Do you guys think that that's like a big factor going into this match? John Cena's record, which, by the way, hasn't been very good. Let's be honest.
I think the very fact that he has spent so much time in his last 2 years back on this on and off run, he has highlighted so many times that record, that loss record, over and over again. He's highlighted it. However, I think that's going to feed into this, because he even said right before the Chamber, he said at the Rumble, he's like, I've been on a losing streak, you know, I haven't won a match in so-and-so days. He said it again at a press conference just earlier this year, and I think it was late January or February going into the Rumble. Yeah, I think it was going into the Rumble. And after the Rumble, when he said, I'm going to go to the Elimination Chamber I'm putting in. And he wouldn't have mentioned that. Because you got to assume by the end of the night at that press conference at the Rumble, he knew he was turning heel at the Chamber. And the thing is that if you're going to continuously hammer home that loss record, one has to imagine that means he's going to fight even harder on Cody. And when he lost to Solo, when he lost to Austin Theory, it was to put two young talents over. He's not here to put a young talent over. He's here to win 17. That's the goal. And if there's one thing we know about Cena, if he really cares while he's in that match, we're going to get Super Cena. Or we're going to get heel Super Cena, which is a version of Cena we've never seen before. We've had heel Cena in the past, but back then he could win and lose. It was before Super Cena came along. So imagine a heel Super Cena, the Cena that we got versus AJ Styles, the Cena that we got versus Roman Reigns, the Cena that they could put away with 2, 3 finishers, stealing finishers, back and forth, hell or high water. I mean, let's be honest. One of the greatest matches you've seen his entire career is versus fucking AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Let's not forget that one of the greatest matches you've seen in his career is versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Or on that Monday Night Raw later on, right after that, the following year. Let's not forget that this Cena took Roman Reigns to his fucking limit before Roman became the tribal chief, but Roman was the always winner, never lose fucking big dog character. We are getting the Cena that they are not booking to fucking put over some young, hungry talent that needs the rub. Cody don't need the rub. He's the champion. This is not going to be the Cena of the last few years. This is going to be the Cena that came to fucking take names and kick ass. And we're also going to get the Cena for the first time in years that is going to use heel tactics in this match. Cheating, going behind the ref's back, eye poking, gouging, maybe some low blows when the ref. Think about this. Cena's not playing fair at Mania. There's no way. That's why this could go either way. He's not going to give Cody the chance to say that, oh, you beat me clean. No. Cena don't give a shit about winning clean anymore. He just gives a shit about winning. So I don't think that record comes into play at all. I think this is going to completely erase the last 2 years of losses. And that makes it unpredictable. Cena didn't come to fuck around this time. Cena is pissed. He's angry. He's hurt by the fans. And he is desperate. Something he has not been in the last 5 years. So Cody might be in trouble.
You guys got any thoughts on that, fellas?
Cody has not faced this type of Cena. Or anyone even close. On the mic, not at all. No one tops Cena. I'm pretty sure we can all agree with that. That on the mic, no one tops John Cena. Cena's just that good. In the ring, it is very clear here that, as Blood said, Cena's going to do whatever it takes. And with that, I think he brings in Rock.
Well, they did mention him today.
Involved. If Cena's going to do whatever it takes to get his 17 down to siding with The Rock and all of that, selling out like he did, Rock's probably going to get involved. That way he can guarantee Cena gets his 17. Since he's the head of the board and can practically do whatever the hell he wants.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on this, Toxic or BT?
You also got to think, not only Raw, but Travis Scott could also come in, which I don't think so because of the whole... Wasn't there like a restraining order put on him or something?
Wait, what?
That's what I heard.
What the fuck? By who?
I don't know.
No, tell me what you heard, fool.
I heard that apparently after the events at the Elimination Chamber, when Travis Scott gave Cody a busted eardrum or whatever it was, and a black eye, that he got a restraining order put on him. But I don't know if that was 100% true.
Yeah, that's probably a stretch there. That's probably a reach.
Probably.
Are you looking it up, Blood? Oh, okay. But
anyways, you got to think that Travis Scott could also be in the mix, not only Raw.
Yeah,
oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Since The Rock, like what Tommy said, The Rock's at the head of the board, he could make this match an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
He could make it no DQ.
Yeah, I mean, The Rock was mentioned tonight, which is the first time that he's been mentioned since the Elimination Chamber, right? I'm pretty sure we're going to see The Rock eventually before WrestleMania. And knowing The Rock and knowing what went down last year, The Rock put all odds against Cody. So this year, The Rock is probably going to try to do something to give John Cena the advantage. Extreme Rules, like you said, Toxic, or something crazy. Some type of stipulation. I have a feeling they're going to try to create some type of stipulation. Just
Special guest referee.
Yeah, something like, but not too crazy. It's not going to be anything like
The Rock, special guest referee.
Yeah, didn't we say that like earlier?
Oh, oh, that'd be horrible. Oh no.
Yeah,
Well, I guess we're getting 17.
it's going to be something. It's going to be something crazy.
Similar when it comes to stipulations and all of that. And the first thing that popped into my head was Bloodline rules from last year.
Mhm.
So my just now immediately went, it's gonna be Cena rules.
Mm.
What if Roman gets involved? Because the triple threat main event's night 1. What if at the like remember last year it was Avengers Infinity War, right? And then it was Avengers Endgame night 2. What if at the end? Because I got a couple of theories. I think Undertaker might be like the ghost of WrestleMania now. So if he sees a severe injustice, gong, and he appears. Because every Mania, he always has a one dead man show that he does the same weekend as Mania, and he's always at the events. So he could appear again, because last year, he came out of nowhere, he chokeslammed The Rock. Don't forget.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Roman could be like, and he appears because Roman's a face, Rock's a heel, and Roman's like, no, I want that title back, but I want to beat Cody for it. Because Cody's who took it from me. He could interfere for his own selfish reasons. You could have CM Punk interfere, okay? You could have Rollins interfere again. Like, this could be a whole crazy booked masterpiece like last year. There's so many ways that this could go. And that's what's so fun about it. We don't know anymore. We don't. There's so many variables. There's so many players that are involved in these stories. It's incredible where we are right now.
Do you miss The Undertaker's dong?
Sometimes.
the
dong, you know.
CM Punk gets involved, that might bring into play a running back.
You know what? Keep making jokes, Snug, because then your head's gonna be rolling. Yeah.
Oh man.
But if CM Punk gets involved in Mania, that could possibly lead into a running back of CM Punk.
Cena versus, yeah. And it would make perfect sense because Punk has history with Rock and Cena.
Yeah.
Cody's his friend.
Well, it looks like...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Think about it. Rock took the title from Punk all those years ago, and Cena took all of Punk's spots years ago.
Well, it looks like they're finally cooking now, fellas, so we'll see what happens probably on Friday Night SmackDown. We might see Cody on SmackDown. If not next week on Raw. I believe they're going to be in the United States next week, so that should be cool to see what happens next. Maybe we'll get a little bit
regular time.
Yeah, more clarification as to what's going on with The Rock and how is he going to go into play into all of this. But let's talk about the Jimmy and Gunther match, because we did a big episode on this recently. And we tried to fantasy book this feud to make it a little bit more interesting. And it got interesting tonight, fellas. We pretty much assumed what was going to happen tonight. And Jimmy Uso got beat up pretty bad like we all expected. This was going to push Jey Uso over the edge and give us the Jey Uso that needs to show up at WrestleMania. In order for him to be able to beat Gunther, he's going to have to pull from underneath him, you know. And I think what we saw tonight on Monday Night Raw is gonna give us that Jey Uso, that crash out Jey Uso you guys like to talk about a lot because man, I want to say, I don't want to like toot our own horns, but I mean, we were pretty much right about this thing. Jimmy he had a fight. He had a fight in this match. He held his own versus Gunther for, most part of the match, and then Gunther took over. Gunther had the pin. He had the match won, but he broke his own count a couple times, put Jimmy Uso to sleep, and then after the match, the beatdown continues. Now, what we did not get right was the way that this was going to go down. It was done the way that they did it was so believable. Jey Uso got zip tied to the ring, but it wasn't one of those, oh, I'm gonna let you just do it. They were struggling. They made it look good. It was believable. It was dramatic. It was hard to watch. It was kind of painful to watch, not just like in a physical way. Jimmy Uso drew a lot of blood, but also like in like a storytelling, emotional way. Like I literally felt bad for Jay. I literally felt bad for Jimmy. And Gunther crossed the line, rubbing Jimmy's juices all over. Wait, hold on, pause. Juice all over him, I can't say the word. I can't say the word because we'll get.
Just say his Kool-Aid.
His Kool-Aid all
Blood.
over. Yeah.
No, that dude.
Mr. Blood all over him, This was so good. And now we're cooking. And I don't know where BT went because I want to hear what he thinks about this. I can't see him.
He's right there, but you have his visibility turned off.
Let me turn it back on. There we go.
Yeah, pause.
And there you go. There you go, BT. So, again, we're cooking now, you guys. Jimmy and Jey Uso got things going. This feud is getting better now. Same thing with Cena and Cody Rhodes. They got physical. Overall, Monday Night Raw tonight was a much better show compared to Friday Night SmackDown. I really enjoyed this segment with Jimmy and Jay. But I'm going to go with you first, BT. What were your thoughts about this? And can we finally say that this feud is finally cooking?
Yes, on both parts. I was able to see bits of this match. Jimmy put up a hell of a fucking battle. And of course, Gunther has to do his fucking let people get all the offense on him, and then we'll hit a few power bombs and then put the sleeper hold on him. So yeah, we saw that, but notice when he chokes out Jimmy first, right? And you hear Jay's music hit. Jay was haul-assing his way to that fucking ring. He wasn't just, how he just slowly steps his way to the ring. He was haul-assing his way to that fucking ring. So you knew it was on site. That's number one. Number two, when Gunther runs away, you think that's it. And then he decides to come back like a coward. Now he decides to attack security and show more of a furious side when we should have seen that weeks ago. But I digress. We do have our wishes come true. Not only have we seen a more savage side to Gunther, because it's rare to see him beat up security the way that he did. We saw Jimmy bleed. And I legit said this last time that we were on here. I wanted to see Jimmy bleed. And I am so happy that I got my wishes to come true. Rarely
You're an asshole,
do
BT.
I get my wishes. Rarely do I get my wishes to come true. But I want to digress this for just a couple of seconds. When I say I want Jimmy Uso to bleed, I'm not wishing the worst on him and wishing that his career would be buried. Okay, for all of the people that were fucking going crazy on my ass on TikTok, all I want is for Jay and Gunther's story to benefit off of Jimmy's departure. That's all I want. I still want Jimmy to win the US title. I still want Jimmy somewhere down the line to turn heel and possibly put on a better match against Jay than the match that they put on at WrestleMania 40. I want that. Okay? I'm not wishing for his downfall. Okay? So I want to get that across. But overall, you talk about people caring for this feud more. What a way to make people care. I mean, off of Twitter before I came on here, my mate kicking it with Ross from In the Clutch, he legit said that he cares more about this feud now because of what happened. Because he was barely giving a fuck. The main thing he was giving a fuck was Cena and Cody, and then the triple threat, Roman, Seth, and Punk. Those were the ones he really cared about. But the fact that you could make him care about this feud more after one segment the next week, that's what I find fucking amazing. So W Triple H for sure. And yeah, we're cooking in this Jay versus Gunther feud. I can't wait to see what more tricks they have. So, WJ versus Gunther.
Yeah, and I just want to add before we go on to you, Tommy, is BT is being humble. We all prayed for this to happen. We all wanted to see Jimmy Uso get his ass beat. We called this. We wanted to see it. So when BT says we weren't praying on his downfall, I wanted to see him get his, because it was the only way that this was going to make me care about this feud. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I love you, but I had to see
Drew McIntyre there, Snug. I prayed for this.
Yes.
I prayed for this.
And it happened. Yeah, let's just go on to you because I forgot what I was going to add. Tommy.
This was one hell of a way to make people interested in this feud again. Once again, this is another moment where Triple H actually listens to the damn fans. Once again, actually listening to them. It has been all over that this feud has been dry as all hell.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, with the way he did this, in the exact same way that we said, not particularly movement-wise, but still, this is what we wanted. As BT said, we weren't fully preying on his downfall. Snug, shut up. I know what you're thinking. You're over here always doing the same damn thing for the Usos in general. But still, we weren't fully preying on his downfall, but we knew something like this had to happen. Because if it didn't, this feud would be down the drain before WrestleMania even happens. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love Jay's reaction as well, because you don't really hear much of Jay during this, but when you do, you can tell that he's pissed. Because as he is zip tied to that rope, as he's watching Gunther beat the crap out of Jimmy, he said like 5 or 6 times in a row, "I'ma beat your ass." Like, he is pissed.
Yeah, and I just remember the point that I forgot to make is even before this match started, the segment with Jimmy and Jay backstage when Jimmy was getting ready for the match, that's when I started getting worried for Jimmy. That's when I was like, Okay, Jimmy, he's about to go into the lion's den right now, you know.
Yeah, one of the ones that I watched during that, they legitimately said, "Jay, are you afraid of Gunther now?" Because as soon as Jay told Jimmy to be careful, that's kind of what it seems like. It seemed like he was scared of what Gunther could do to Jimmy at that point.
Right. And it kind of goes back to what you guys were saying, that Triple H, he listens to the fans, right? So they were kind of putting that idea in our head as we were watching, like something is about to happen. Something is going to, and then the match starts. Jimmy Uso starts fighting, and then you're thinking, holy shit, Jimmy might actually do this. Gunther gets the win, and then he starts the heat after the match, but then Jay comes out for the save. And I kind of felt relieved, even though I wanted to see this happen. I kind of felt relieved for Jimmy's sake. Like, oh, okay, maybe it's not going to happen like we thought. Jay Uso came out for the save. He saved his brother. Jimmy's going to be okay. I was cool with that. We went to commercial break, and I was like, okay, he's going to be all right. Jimmy's going to be okay. And then we come back from, at least that's how it happened for me. As soon as we came back from commercial break, boom, there goes Gunther on the attack, and it's all bad for Jimmy. So either way, however this thing went, I was into it, man. I was all down for it, and it was lovely. But let's go to Toxic, and then
Hey,
Mr.
that
Blood.
when Jay came out, I am going to quote the very powerful YouTube gamer that is Jacksepticeye. In his head, the first thing that was going through his head, and I guarantee it by the way he was running down, was speed is key!
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but all right. Go ahead, Toxic.
Okay, Snug, that's just because you're old. Anyways, my bad. Going off of what BT said, we at Snug Wrestling do not approve of anything that happened to Jimmy Uso. Let's get into my point. One of the weeks that Gunther choked Jay out, backstage he said that Gunther woke up a damn beast inside of Jay. Tonight, that beast is gone. Jay is a whole new man after this. Like, with any member of the bloodline, when you make them watch as you hurt their family, they're not who they were. They are completely fucking different. You could hear Jay. He said, come here. He, like, to Gunther, like he was so fucking mad that he wanted to rip Gunther's head off of his body. He said, I'm gonna beat your ass 6 separate times. 6. You could see the rage, the fury, the anger inside of Jay's eyes as he was watching. And then whenever Gunther pushed Jimmy over to Jay, it all faded. Until Gunther took him back. Jay is no longer who he was. He's not Crash Out. He's not Main Event. He is a damn monster. It's on site. Like, next week on Raw, I'm thinking it's on site. Gunther's gonna be walking backstage. Jay's gonna see him. It's on fucking site. Yeah, what Tommy's doing, right? Yeah. Gunther is no longer safe from this man. Snug, shut up.
Oh, we will see about that, young Toxic. No, he's not. He's a different Jay. He's not main event Jay. He's mid-card Jay because he's not main event in WrestleMania. Anyway, go on, Mr. Black.
Nah, this man is Kaiju Jay. That's what he is right now. He is Godzilla Jay.
I don't understand your references, Tommy. I'm sorry. Blood?
A kaiju is what King Kong and Godzilla are. But as far as concerned, I'm still hooked in with the kids and their hip lingo. But as far as I don't know half what these kids say today anymore than you do, so don't worry, you're not. We're both old. But as far as concerned, look, uh, I was out of everybody in this group, I was the biggest naysayer and hater of this feud. I was, and I'll admit that. We all said last week that we needed some color in this. A lot of us agreed, and I believe it was Tommy that actually said it first. He's like, I want color. Tommy did say that first. And we all agreed because Tommy was right. And not only did Triple H listen to us, he heard us. Because I don't think it was lost on him, because WWE's so hooked into their fandom nowadays. Unlike Vince, these people actually fucking know how to listen. And they actually read the comment sections. They have people on their social media teams that actually comb through Twitter and TikTok and listen to the socials and read comments, and they highlight the things that most of the fans are saying the majority of, to see what fans want. That's how you do it. You stay in tune by staying up to date. Something Vince just could not get a fucking hold of for some reason. And color. Remember when Triple H, when we were going to Netflix, and everybody goes, "Oh, that means we'll be losing the PG, and we'll finally have blood back, and this back, and that back." And it's like, dude, Triple H came out and said, you want to use it sparingly, because if you use it all the time, it doesn't mean anything. And he was right. You don't use it all the time. And watch. Look, the stuff between Cody and John at the Elimination Chamber wouldn't have meant nearly as much without Cody having color. It put the segment over the edge. It gave it the edge that it in fact needed. Same thing here. Same thing with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre last year in the Cell. It needed just a little bit of a push. It was great, but it just needed that little extra thing. And what was it? Color. It's the same thing here. This entire feud had been lackluster up until the moment that bell rang tonight. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. This segment was horrifically terrible, as the kids say, mid, all the way up until Jimmy slapped the baby teeth out of Gunther's mouth last week. Okay? The moment that happened, it was automatically in a new gear. We just didn't know it yet. But we knew that slap was going to start a chain of events that neither of the twins was going to be prepared for. And tonight, the match was awesome. Jimmy held his own like I wanted him to, ultimately having to succumb to Gunther. And the aftermath was just cinema. Like, literally. There's one thing, and I won't repeat it verbatim, that none of you mentioned. Yes, he shouted, "I'm going to beat your ass 6 times." But when I watched the clip on YouTube, he literally shouted when Adam Pearce and all them got in the ring. He literally said to Gunther, "I'm gonna you." He said that verbatim. "I'm gonna you." He said it. Recorded. Like, dude, and I think you're all wrong when you say this isn't main event Jey Uso, this isn't Crash Out Jey, this is a beast. He's none of those things. You know who Jey is right now? He's a brother. A twin.
Like
right
a brother
now,
or like a brother or brother?
No, he's a brother. He's a brother. Like, as you know, let me put it this way. I don't know how Gunther had better have left that arena first, because I know me and I know what I've done in my actual life. And I know for a fact that when I was in school, I was the kid who got suspended over and over again because the one thing I did was beat the shit out of the bullies in my school who picked on other kids. I was the kid who saved the other kids, and I got in a lot of trouble for it. But I noticed that the one time that one of those guys went after one of my friends, I almost got arrested and wound up almost expelled and that kid went to the hospital. Because the one moment you can attack a stranger and I'll protect the friends but my best friend, if you don't leave this school before I do, you're not making it out of the school on your own. And that's the same thing with Gunther. If Gunther didn't get out of that arena before Jay did, if I'm Jay, that man doesn't leave the arena ever. In fact, that's his final resting place. You can ship his carcass back to fucking Austria. Because after what he did to Jimmy, the level of animosity, aggression, rage, the violence that we're going to see ensue over the next 19 days is going to be probably Jay's best work since mid-story bloodline with Sammy. This is going to be phenomenal. And the one thing I am worried about is that when the bell rings at Mania, they're just going to have a match. And it can't just be that anymore. It can be a single fall, whatever, pinch, fine. But this better be Jimmy coming out the gate and giving Gunther work like that motherfucker is a slave on the railroads.
Out the gate.
This shit is out the gate. As soon as the bell rings, out the gate. Jimmy needs to fucking come out that gate like a fucking racehorse. Pounce on Gunther and give that man the work like this motherfucker is standing in a labor-ready line. Okay? You can't do what you do to someone's family. You don't mess with a man's family. Look, notice how when it came to Cody and John, they said everything to each other except mention kids, exes, and parents. You don't mess with a man's family because it crosses a line you can't walk your ass back over. And he didn't just mention the man's family. He almost took his family out. And that shot of Gunther from chin down to neck, chest, color, he even tasted it.
He had to make sure it was blood.
But literally. He literally dabbed it and spit it out. Almost saying, dirty fucking blood. Like this was so personal on so many levels, right down to the idiosyncrasies. This match, and like we said with the John Cena and the Cody Rhodes set, you just made me care. Job well done. Sold.
It's
I'll
personal
see it,
now,
man.
y'all. It's personal now.
And that's what it needed to be. Sometimes it can't. Look, here's the thing. It can't just be about titles and championships all the fucking time. That's fine. We can have a match over a fucking belt made out of metals. What's the story about? Why do I care? I care now. I really care now. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can have a match at Mania for a title because you won the Royal Rumble. Why does it matter? Because we'll get that next year, and the year after, and the year after that.
All right.
This
Toxic
brought me to the dance.
And BT.
I just want to add two things. I don't know when it was. It was sometime today. I think maybe after that whole segment. But Gunther posted on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, and it was a picture of him covered in Jimmy's blood, and it said, "Welcome to hell." I'm kind of getting more interested. Is more like as soon as we only got like what 2 or 3 weeks until Mania.
3.
3? Okay, yeah. So I'm excited for these 3 weeks, 3 or 2 weeks. Also, I'm going to agree with Michael Cole. After this, he said, Gunther is a damn hypocrite. He says the mat is sacred. He's trying to be the best competitor that he can be. And now he's like sneak attacking. He's playing dirty. He's doing all this. He's right. Gunther's a damn hypocrite. When he was in NXT 2.0 and when he won the Intercontinental Championship, It was all about being the best he could be while still being heel. Now, it's just all sneak attacks. It's not giving a damn. It's not giving a damn about the mat, like he would say all the time. He's just gonna do what he wants because he's scared. He's scared that he's not gonna impress anyone. And Snug, I see you shaking your head that you probably don't agree, but I don't know. I'm gonna shut up before I say something.
This is Crash Out Gunther. Jay Uso, you better watch out, boy. Gunther's coming for you. He's pissed. He's pissed now. Go ahead, BT.
Yeah, I just wanted to capitalize off of what Mr. Blood said about the titles not being the main focus. That's exactly right. It doesn't always have to be the main focus. Otherwise, why the fuck is Roman, Seth, and Punk main eventing WrestleMania? Because of the history and the hatred that they have for each other. Like, that's one of the main reasons why they're main eventing WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't always have to be about a title. And motherfuckers and even we were trying to fucking decipher a way to make it about a title.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, add them into the John Cena and John Cena and Cody Rhodes feud.
They're the same
and make
people,
it a triple
so
threat.
it's
Like,
alright.
why?
Yeah.
But why? Why do we have to insert them just to make it a title? Because Roman Reigns is in it? And we want to see him win a title again? Or maybe because CM Punk has talked about winning a title at WrestleMania before? Like, all he wanted was to main event WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And what Mr. Blood said the other time we were here as well, the nail in the coffin in that feud to end that story is if CM Punk wins it. That's exactly right. But with the point that he made, he's absolutely right. It doesn't always have to be about a title.
Yeah.
And I know people are going to sit there and say that the women deserve to main event. Here's the thing. I want the women to main event of WrestleMania more. I do. But there's a big difference between having a good match and stealing the show and then having a proper build to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a big difference. And it sucks. It really sucks. So Triple H really needs to pull his head out of his ass with the women's division because Tiffany versus Charlotte is the most infuriating women's feud that I have watched on SmackDown. And then when it comes to Raw, the most infuriating feud to watch is Rhea, Bianca, and Io. Because
Well,
the booking and the build doesn't make any fucking sense.
we're gonna get into that, BT. So don't get ahead of us. But no, you guys are absolutely right. That's why when people ask me, "Hey Edgar, what do you think about bringing back the hardcore title or the cruiserweight title?" Or we even saw like there's some pictures going around before Monday Night Raw today. There was like a podium that looked like it was like they were going to present a new title tonight. And I'm like, Jesus, we don't need any more titles. We have enough titles going around right now. But yeah, going back to what you said, BT, yeah, give the women a shot to main event at WrestleMania, but give us a story behind it. Give us a WrestleMania main event feud for the women so they can main event WrestleMania. Why not? That would be dope. Tommy, did you have anything else to add on to this before we move on?
Yeah, for one, Blood, you kept saying the wrong twin. When it comes to the WrestleMania match, you kept saying Jimmy, it's Jay.
It's the same person. Doesn't matter.
But
you can't tell them apart.
This is what I'm going to say on this. Jay's pissed. And rightfully so. I mean, he just watched his twin brother get beaten the crap out of to the point where his forehead was gushing out like it's a damn gusher.
Probably was a gusher.
And you expect him not to be pissed at this? As the older brother, I can tell you right now exactly what I would do in that situation. it'd be over. It'd be over for Gunther. He'd be out before that match even started. That is how big I am when it comes to that. Like, the brotherly instinct kicks in real quick as soon as you see your family in danger. It's just true. And I think that's the reason why Gunther zip-tied him to the ropes. Because he knew that by making him watch while being zip-tied, he would attempt to get to him. That's why he teased him a little bit, pushing him towards him, and said no, and pulled him back. Because he wanted him to be that pissed off.
Yeah. Nah, that's why I like this segment too. Tommy, you mentioned it, you being an older brother and everything. Me too, I'm the oldest of 3 boys, so I definitely can relate to this type of storytelling that they did here. So it was kind of hard to watch, it was kind of hard to watch. But also at the same time, it was kind of hard to look away. It was very, very good job. But let's go on to the main event. Let's talk about the championship match, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley with special guest referee Bianca Belair. Now, I know how much we shitted on this, and we are not wrong when it comes to this. This is still continues to be a fucking shit show of a feud, of a story going into WrestleMania. Just from the beginning, it just hasn't made a whole lot of sense. The fact that Bianca Belair won the Elimination Chamber. It was supposed to be Bianca versus Rhea. Then it got changed to Io Sky versus Bianca after Io Sky defeated Rhea on a random Monday Night Raw. Io and Bianca were going to do a contract signing for their match at WrestleMania. It gets interrupted by Rhea Ripley, who signs her paper on the dotted line. Rhea Ripley thinks she's in the triple threat match. But then Adam Pearce says, no, this is not a legal this is not how it works. You can't just sign your name on paper. You already have a rematch anyway. So you're going to have a rematch versus Io Sky. And the winner of Io Sky and Rhea Ripley goes on to WrestleMania to face Bianca. And by the way, the special guest referee is going to be Bianca Belair. One of the worst decisions to put the challenger of the championship in the middle of the match, because she can pretty much just decide whoever she wants if she wants to. I want to face Io Sky. She can just call it towards Io Sky, or vice versa, Rhea Ripley. But that didn't happen in this match. Bianca Belair called it right down the middle. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley had one hell of a match. And Rhea Ripley accidentally took out Bianca during the match. I thought for sure that was over. Okay, just like that, disqualification. Bianca Belair did not call the match there. It wasn't until Io Sky accidentally got some offense on Bianca Belair. She accidentally got drop kicked. Io Sky hit Bianca Belair. And that was when Bianca Belair decided, you know what? Enough is enough. You got me. Rhea Ripley attacked me. Io Sky attacked me. I'm done with both of y'all. The match is over. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky both got disqualified. Double disqualification. Io Sky keeps the title. Rhea Ripley is not going to WrestleMania. That's what happened in this main event. It's looking like Io Sky versus Bianca Belair right now. And Rhea Ripley is out of the picture. Officially, this is where we're at right now. Now, can that change? Maybe. Can that turn into a triple threat match? Maybe. Even though we already have a triple threat match with Punk, Cena, and Seth. What the hell was this all about? What do you guys think is going to happen next? Because there's no way Rhea Ripley is just not going to be in WrestleMania. That just makes no fucking sense. So, Blood, I went with you first already. BT, I went with you first already. I'm going to go first with Tommy, and then we'll go from there. Go ahead, Tommy.
It's going to be a triple threat. Guarantee it. But the brawl that happened afterwards, there's no possible way that it's not going to be a triple threat. That's just what it's going to end up being. That's where it's been leading to this entire time. Why Adam Pearce didn't just say, screw it, it's a triple threat at this point, I don't know. But with this, like, Rhea's pissed. Even in an interview afterwards, like, Rhea, she's like, I had her. It was a 20 count. I had her.
Mm-hmm.
But where was Bianca? And Wade Barrett said it quite wisely. One of these two would be easier than the other. It's very clear that, to me, to Wade Barrett, to Rhea herself, Bianca's scared of Rhea. I feel like she's dodging her as much as she possibly can and is leaning towards Io because of the fact that she knows that Io would be the easier one to beat between the two. Rhea is just that dominant that Bianca knows that if it was just her and Rhea face-to-face, one-on-one at Mania, her little streak would be over. There would be no continuance of a Bianca Belair undefeated Mania streak. There just wouldn't be, because Rhea would absolutely wreck her. She's scared of Rhea Ripley, of the brutality that Rhea would bring. And if this is not a triple threat, I am concerned.
But then we would have two triple threat matches.
So? Oh, okay. Tell me. And we've said this many times before. Would it sell seats more if Rhea was in that match as a triple threat compared to if it was just Io and Bianca?
Yeah, I mean, there'd be more interest. The tickets are already sold out, regardless.
And the story overall has been leading this entire time to a triple threat.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Being. And the way that this specific segment ended, it has to be. These three were going at it. There's no possible way that it's not going to be a triple threat.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The other thing, too, that's important to point out before I go on to Mr. Blood is it seemed like the fans in the UK were going for Io Sky more. Io Sky was getting a bigger pop than Rhea Ripley was before the match started, and Rhea Ripley was also kind of surprised by it. She was kind of looking around like, what the fuck is going on here? Is it possible that the fans are just accepting the fact that it's Io Sky's time now and Rhea Ripley is the champion of the past? It's time to move on from Rhea Ripley?
She had that time and her reign didn't even go well.
Go ahead, Blood.
I hate everything about this. I absolutely hate every fucking thing about this. Out of everybody on this panel, no one has hated this more than me. I think we can all agree I've been exceptionally vocal about this. From the fact that the story should have gone, Io or Rhea beats fucking Liv for the title. One of them goes to the chamber as the winner to challenge the other one to tell the simple story that Rhea has never beaten Io. It was right fucking there. You leave Bianca on the fucking SmackDown story. She's already motherfucking on. It was that simple, cut, dry, print it, fucking send it to post. What pisses me off even more, every decision about tonight is fucking stupid. I said last week, Adam Pearce is out here gaslighting us. Okay? Triple H has Adam Pearce gaslighting us. This woman hates each other. We're going to have a definitive winner. Really? Then why did you put the one other person both of them have a problem with in the match as a fucking special guest referee if you weren't trying to cause problems? When was the last time in WWE mother cluster fucking history that a special guest referee match ever went the way it was supposed to? Down the middle. Name it. When was the last fucking time? Okay? Shut up, Toxic. And as far as it is concerned, look, what pisses me off about this the most, aside from the fact that Bianca is full-blown acting like a heel. She tried to be impartial, but look at her facial expressions tonight. Look how she reacted when she had them call for the double DQ. She looked almost smugly satisfied with herself. Just that whole look on her face like, I'm done with this. The coward in her. Keep in mind, she may be afraid of Rhea because she thinks that she can't beat Rhea, that Rhea's too much of a threat. But the Bianca 3 years ago could have beaten Rhea today. This Bianca has lost her fucking edge because she's been in the tag team scene for almost a fucking year. And on top of that, and this is the part that really motherfucking pisses me off, you're trying to sell me on EO being the fucking champion. Then why did you just bury her by having Rhea get a clear visual pin that went up to almost 20 fucking counts? You didn't just bury her once. You didn't just bury her twice. Not 3 times. Not 4. You buried her 5 fucking times. Oh, sorry, 6.5 equals almost 20. 20 counts. You just told me Rhea is better than EO. EO beat Rhea by a fluke. And EO shouldn't be champion. You just told me right there that EO only lost on the first fucking defense. You just fucking buried her. Right there. Character suicide. You just literally told me Rhea never should have lost. You just showed me. You've just fucked EO over in front of all the fans. Anybody can see it. Oh, so Rhea should have won. That's what everybody's going to think coming out of this. Rhea technically did win. It wasn't just a 6 count or a 4 count and she kicked out. No, she hit her with one riptide and EO was down for almost half a minute. Okay? What are we doing here? Why did you have EO beat Rhea if you were just going to sit there and tell us that EO never should have beat Rhea? That the only reason EO beat Rhea was because of Bianca. You just fucking showed us. You're pussyfooting around the fact that you want this match to be a triple threat. So you were dragging this shit out across weeks and weeks of bullshit segments just to fill the gap of time you need to get to Mania to make it an official fucking match. That's what's happening here. And we're getting this lackluster, garbage-ass, plot-hole-ridden fucking booking because of it. And you didn't just screw up EO's character now by making her look like an afterthought in almost every fucking segment. You let them pie-face her across 3 fucking weeks. You screwed Rhea out of a title she fought her ass to get back from Liv for the whole fucking return that she had after her fucking injury. You screwed her there. Then you randomly decide that rematches are a thing of fucking again. Just to screw her over by putting the one person who has a fucking problem with her, clear as day, in the middle of the both of them tonight. And then you let that person decide that a DQ was fucking going to be okay. And now you just thought that, they weren't going to have a fight and a problem with each other afterwards? I love how security doesn't come down to break the 3 of these girls up this week, but it did every other week. But when it came to Jimmy and Jay earlier tonight, they took their fucking time getting down to the ring to stop them. But all of a sudden, any other week, security's there in 3 fucking seconds flat before the fans already start cheering, let them fight. This pissed me off. It was the dumbest fucking shit. I thought the fucking Tiffany Stratton-Charlotte feud was middling at best to low. This shit, on sheer stupidity, plot holes, and just the dumbest fucking third grade booking I've ever fucking seen. Smashing your action figures together until Mania. This is the worst fucking booked match going into Mania. Period, bar none. You can't change my mind. The match is going to be great. Fantastic. This feud is not making me want to see the match. It's making me go, can I just have the match already so this is fucking over? Like, this feud is giving me go away heat. I want to see the match. I don't want to see the segments anymore. Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think I don't know why, but for some reason it just feels like the WWE is really trying to stick Io Sky like down people's throats. And not that there's anything wrong with Io Sky, but I mean, you say that she got buried and stuff, but I think they're protecting Io Sky more than anything, because it just seems like out of nowhere she got added into this title picture mix, and then yes, she took like she was out for the count for like 20 seconds, but let's not forget Rhea Ripley hasn't been able to beat Io Sky, and like Io Sky is 3-0.
But if you're protecting her, you would not have let the visual pin be a spot in the match at all.
Io Sky still didn't lose to Rhea Ripley.
She did by visual pin. Visual pin still matters in the eyes of the fans, because if a ref was in there, that match is over. Title changes hands.
If you want to talk about visuals, then we can also talk about how good Io Sky looked versus Rhea Ripley tonight, which
Io is a phenomenal fucking performer. Anybody who doubts that doesn't understand just basic enjoyment of wrestling. She is top tier future Hall of Famer. I guarantee it. No questions asked. But I'm sorry. The moment that you let that visual pin be a booked part of the match, you just told every fan in the building that she only beat Rhea because of Bianca, and it was a fluke. That's what you just told everyone. Her championship run was a fluke.
Yeah, you could look at it that way, but Rhea Ripley also didn't get the pin because she was the one that took out Bianca Belair in the first place. So that's kind of
Bianca should have been in the way. Bianca was in the way. That's on Bianca. Bianca was way too close to them all fucking night.
Yeah.
The ref needs to stay in the fucking corner.
Yeah, regardless of like I'm not trying to defend the booking or anything, but even though like we completely shitted on everything leading up to this, I don't think I hated this match as much as everyone else did. I actually kind of enjoyed it regardless of how bad everything else around it is. But the way that these three women worked this match was actually main event worthy.
Don't get me wrong. This would have been a great match on a PLE that had nothing to do with a build to a Mania match. This would have been great if it was the actual match, except the DQ finish. This would have been great. However, because it has to do with the build and the characters involved and the story and the foundation you've laid, this was out of place. And this match, don't get me wrong, in-ring work, these girls killed it because of course they did. It's Rhea and Io. How could they fuck up? Name me one bad match they've ever had. I'll wait. Checks notes. You can't name one. But this was out of place for what they did. This should not have been here. And I'm angry because I feel the worst for Io. They have let these girls pie-face her in the promos. They have made her an afterthought, centering on the anger between Bianca and Rhea, but not focusing on the woman with the championship you just put around her waist. And you keep letting them treat her like a little kid. They keep big brothering her over and over again. And you're making Io look weak. Sure, she gets to stand on top sometimes, but you're still letting them treat her like a pipsqueak. And it's like, dude, that's your champion. You see anybody pie-facing Cody Rhodes every week?
Yeah, this is probably like the definition of booking yourself in a corner, because no matter how this match ended, it was going to get criticized, it was going to get hated on, it was going to get beaten down to like, till the end of it, because like, what worst case scenario, the title gets put back on Rhea Ripley and Rhea Ripley goes to WrestleMania, but then that will fucking make Io Sky look like shit too. So I don't fucking know. But let's hear from Toxic and then BT about this main event.
I 100% agree with Blood. This is fucking stupid. They should have just made it a triple threat as soon as like Pierce was like saw them fighting like last week or 2 weeks ago. He's just like, you know what? I'm fucking done. Yo, Mania. It's fucking stupid. Why wait until 2 or 3 weeks until Mania to start actually like giving us the idea next week we're getting the triple threat? And that's what we thought last week. Last week we're like, oh, we're gonna get the triple threat after this match. But we didn't. It's just fucking stupid. And Blood, I am gonna answer your question. Actually, no, I'm not. Okay, I gotta get out of here because it's like 12. So, peace.
All right, thanks, Toxic. BT.
All right. First off, thank you, Monte Joseph Clark. Thank you, Mr. Blood, for fucking saying to us straight flat that this has been the most dog shit women's feud that we have ever fucking seen. I swear to God, I could not hammer that home enough. You have heard my outrage for this for the past couple weeks. And this match fully confirmed it. Brother, you're telling me that this is for the people that want the women to main event WrestleMania. You're telling me that you want this match to main event WrestleMania, but you're going to capitalize off of a dog shit feud that hasn't made any fucking sense. We have seen it millions of times with the Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey story. Okay? It wasn't the best build, but the match itself was a bit meh. Not the most memorable main event. But even Sasha and Bianca had at least a bit of a feud that made sense. And that was worthy enough to main event WrestleMania. This shit? No. Fuck no. I'm sorry. But no. Like, not even fucking Tiffany and Charlotte could top that. Could top the shit that we're seeing with Roman, Punk, and Seth. The shit that we're seeing with Jay and Gunther. The shit that we're seeing with Cena and Cody. It can't. The star power and the fucking storytelling in itself. Like, it can't be capitalized on. It just can't. And I'm sorry to all of the women that put all of their time, effort, and energy to try and fucking get the best out of those feuds. Those dog shit feuds, and have amazing show-stealing matches. I feel for you ladies. But it's starting to get to the point where we need to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what the fuck's the point? What the fuck's the point? We put all of this time and energy into these matches for nothing. Like, it's for nothing at this point. So, yeah, I 100% agree with Mr. Blood here. The most dog shit women's feud. Like, this feud is more worse than Sasha versus Charlotte in 2016. It is. And that feud had the title hot potato millions of fucking times. So I'm pretty sure we should have fucking learnt something there. But apparently not. But yeah, this, booking-wise, is the most dog shit women's feud that I have ever seen. Point blank, period.
Oh my god. We're gonna get canceled, you guys. Fuck it. Tommy, you want to add anything else before we get out of here?
Yes. So, it's a bad idea to put one specific person into a special guest referee spot when the former leader of the Nexus even says, hey, Bianca has a thing where this match will determine who she herself goes up against. This is a terrible idea.
Oh my goodness, what is going on?
And I will add this as well, that Io, after the match, put on her social media and all of that, her thoughts on her own match. And even her response was, I'm disappointed in the ending because it doesn't feel like a champion ending. And it really doesn't.
There's just no winning in this one, man. No, there's no winning in this one, fellas. I don't think, man. Regardless of it, this is probably going to be a triple threat match, but like whoever wins it, they're just going to have a bunch of shit smeared all over their face, I think. Unfortunately.
Which is exactly what I said last time. This is exactly what I said last time. It's not going to benefit anybody in the long run because half of the fucking reigns that we have seen them as champion have been dog shit. Like, Rhea is one of the biggest examples, as Mr. Blood said. She worked so hard to get that title back after dealing with a dog shit bitch in Liv Morgan's bitch
Okay,
ass
we're not going to do
for
that.
6 straight
Nope.
months.
I'm going to have
And
to
then-
edit that out. And then what?
I swear to God. And then you give her the title on the Raw, on the Netflix debut of Raw, only for her to do nothing, and then to lose it to Io, who should have been in the Elimination Chamber. It was right there. Io could have gotten her payback on Liv Morgan from what Liv did, beating her clean at Saturday Night's main event in 2024. It was right there.
Mm-hmm.
You could have told that story in the chamber.
And for what they did to Kylie
What?
Sane. Or not, oh, that was PC. Never mind, wrong one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, it was right there. But we understand Jade Cargill coming back, beating up Naomi when we all expected for her to beat up Liv was a shock factor. Okay? We get it. They capitalize off of shock factors. But even then, what's the point of having needless shock factors when it doesn't make sense?
I mean, the biggest problem
I thought
here
we should have
is
learned from this.
the biggest problem here is they keep booking themselves into a corner because even though we can't change history and put the proper person in the chamber and leave Bianca where she belonged on SmackDown in that story, you run the problem of this match being that of whoever wins, then what? That's what it is. Because Bianca, she can't win. You know why? She's in the middle of a feud with Naomi, also on the side of Jade Cargill. The only reason they threw Bianca into this was to get her away from the Naomi and fucking Jade feud long enough for Mania to happen so those two can get their shit out of the way at Mania. And probably some undermatched card. Here's the problem. At some point, Jade has to get back involved with Bianca and vice versa. You can't do that if you're on separate fucking brands. And there's no way they just pulled Bianca out of that story so quickly without any real resolution between her and Naomi and Jade. It's too quick. My problem is that they have removed her from that story and they have not inserted her back in that story because she's a very integral part of that story. So now you have another story that's suffering because of your lackluster booking with Bianca over here on Raw, a brand she doesn't even belong on currently. Okay? Then we have the other problem. Io's reigns have proven to be lackluster and just, I'm sorry, in-ring quality, her feuds are fantastic. Promo work, because there's a language barrier there, and her work across the board with whoever you're going to feud her with, they're never good. The only good feud she had was with Bayley. And that's because the rest of Damage Control was involved, not just the two of them. Then you have Rhea Ripley. If she wins again, is it going to turn into Rhea wins lull? That they always, as she become the new Charlotte, where in case of emergency, break glass, put the title on Rhea. In case of emergency, break glass, put the title on Randy Orton. Put it on freaking Roman Reigns. Put it on John Cena. Put it on Charlotte Flair. Like, WWE has a history of, in case something goes wrong, they don't know what to do, put it on the reliable one. Okay, so you put it back on Rhea and Mania. Then what?
Yeah,
because that's the thing. We don't know who's getting called. We don't know who's getting called up from NXT for any worthwhile feuds.
Nope.
I mean, and I'm sorry, but Backlash will be coming right after Mania. So you're gonna book what, a 2.5 to 3 week fucking feud for Rhea to go have a blood feud at Backlash to defend the title again, like, or she could have to run it back against Bianca at Backlash or Io at Backlash. Then what?
I dare to say that if Bianca wins it, then it's probably going to be Jade Cargill chasing Bianca for the title.
But she then have to get drafted to Raw.
Exactly.
In order for that to happen.
Oh, yeah, she's on Raw. Never mind. Anyway, I got to get up out of here, you guys.
She's supposed to be on SmackDown. That's the thing. She's a SmackDown superstar. Feuding on Raw.
We'll see what happens next week with all this craziness. But until then, fellas, thank you guys. My name is Edgar. I'm the host of Snug Wrestling Podcast. That was the Monday Night Raw review for tonight. And we will see you guys on Friday for SmackDown. Later. Deuces.